Okay, only Priyanka is excited. Okay. Fine. What about Udit, Riya? No excitement?
Yeah,
पहले से
yeah.
कर ही रहे हो.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So I'm sure that you have heard a lot about Selenium WebDriver, right?
Yes.
And many of you are using that as well in your work. So yep, the very first question: what is Selenium WebDriver? I have already answered that in last session. Bolo, what is Selenium WebDriver?
WebDriver is an open source which integrate with Selenium and help us to build scripts.
Scripts. Okay, you could have used some other word instead of script.
Uh,
Selenium is a tool for the automation.
Okay, instead of tool, you should use something else. Okay, here we are discussing about WebDriver, not Selenium. FYI. Sorry.
yeah, so as my answer, WebDriver is open source.
Okay, if you what we have covered in last session?
Last session.
Polymorphism,
And
And
before that,
interface.
okay. So what is Selenium WebDriver?
Interface,
It
interface.
is an interface, yes.
I have given the example as well, right? How Selenium WebDriver is the interface, correct?
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
Right? Now everyone remember it? Okay. So yeah, so since you know that Selenium WebDriver is the interface, right? Okay. So this is one of this that's just one line. Selenium WebDriver is an interface, but Selenium automates the browser. That's it. Selenium automates the browser, right? That is the Selenium. That is the Selenium thing. Selenium is like language binding or library. Selenium provides the libraries using its various components, right? With using which we can do the automation. It has three main tools. One is Selenium RC, second is Selenium WebDriver, and the third one is Selenium Grid. From here we'll be learning Selenium WebDriver. Okay, about the Selenium WebDriver, as I've said that Selenium WebDriver is an interface. If you want to create browser based regression automation suite across many environments, or let's say for the regression suits or for the functional suite or the functional test, if you want to do the automation at browser level, that when I say browser level, it means at the for the website, then we can use Selenium WebDriver, right? Selenium WebDriver is a collection of language specific bindings to drive a browser or to automate the browser. So when I say to drive the browser, it means that we not we I'll say that in manual we use the browser, right? We use the browser, like the site is open, I'm clicking on new tab, I'm typing something, right? Everything. So this is what I'm using it, right? So Selenium WebDriver, when we say Selenium WebDriver drives the browser, it means that it is performing some actions, as we see automatically. Hello,
Yes.
कोई हाथ के ना तो बोलो. When I say Selenium WebDriver drives the browser, it means that it performs the actions automatically. Performs the action, it means that it will launch the browser, it will navigate to some specific task, sorry, some specific website, and it will it will click anywhere in the web page, wherever, or it will click on the specific link button whatsoever, whatever the operations we do manually, same will be done automatically by Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and this can be done either on the local machine or on the remote machine using the Selenium server, right? Okay,
Okay.
fine. So now, since we are discussing about the WebDriver, it is important to discuss about the architecture, right? See, I'll explain the architecture of both. When I say architecture, it means the working of WebDriver. I'll explain the architecture of both Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. Selenium 4 has released recently, so many people haven't started using that. They are still using Selenium 3. I would recommend that we should start working on the Selenium 4, and we will do the automation, or will learn will learn the Selenium 4 only, right? But yeah, whatever the difference is there, I'll tell you. Okay, fine. So I'll open one image related to which is related to the architecture. I hope you can see the image when it's opened.
Yes.
Yep. So here you can see the few components like client and server. Okay, client and server. So in the client, you can see Selenium client and WebDriver language bindings. Then we have something JSON wire protocol, and then we have browser drivers and web
Yep.
browsers. Okay, so these are the components which are included in Selenium architecture. Now, first thing, what is Selenium client and WebDriver language bindings? These are the jar files or the libraries which we will download. जो actual see, for the in Java we have .jar file. What is jar file? It's one of the package where all the logic is written, right? To send some command to the browser and everything, managing thing, right?
Yep.
For C# we have something like npm package. For Python we have something else .py file, or for Ruby or for JavaScript it will have something else. So uh, since this is the Selenium WebDriver architecture, it means that Selenium client and WebDriver language bindings, it means that Selenium WebDriver is available to use with the various languages. आप जो भी language के साथ preferable use करना चाहो, that you can use it. Okay, now whatever the language binding is used, since we are using Java, we will download the jar file. Okay, सो Selenium WebDriver .jar फाइल जो होगी, या Selenium client की जो भी Selenium server की जो भी jar file होगी, that we will use in our program. That jar file okay, let me do one more thing. Okay, so in our script what we will do, we will launch the browser and we'll do something, right? Open a URL. Okay, let's just picturize it. So And all of this can be done using this language bindings, Selenium WebDriver language bindings. So very first thing is that we need to open a browser, right? So open browser करना है तो उसका command कैसे जाएगा? How that will happen? WebDriver will use this JSON wire protocol over HTTP. What is JSON wire protocol? It stands for JavaScript object notation. When I say JSON wire protocol, it means kind of an API, right? So this client will use API and it will send a request to browser driver or the web browsers. Browser drivers are the specially designed exes for the specific browser, Chrome. It will send that command to browser driver, and those browser driver will send the command to the related browsers. Once the browser is launched, that is the response is received to browser driver. Browser driver will send that respond to Selenium Selenium WebDriver, this language binding via JSON wire protocol. बाउंस गया ना सब? हेलो हेलो
Yes, Nirvi.
बाउंस गया सब?
Understood some parts, somewhere not.
Okay, let's take an example. One more example. Easy real world example. Let's say there is a car, taxi, हाँ? तो टैक्सी है तो उसमें ड्राइवर भी होगा, कैब ड्राइवर, and there will be a passenger. Okay, so passenger will tell the driver something, will tell the driver where to go, where to head, right? So जब पैसेंजर ने ये बोला तो ड्राइवर क्या करेगा? फर्स्ट इट विल स्टार्ट द कार, it will start the car, and it will put and it will give some actions, right? So this is the same thing. So consider this driver, ये जो कैब ड्राइवर है, that will be our browser driver. ये जो कार है वो हो जाती है वेब ब्राउजर, राइट? और एक चीज, और हमारी एक चीज क्या बची थी? पैसेंजर है, सो दैट एक्ट एज द वेब ड्राइवर और द टेस्ट स्क्रिप्ट्स. ठीक है, बेसिकली जो एक क्लास फाइल होगा या टेस्ट स्क्रिप्ट होगा जिसके अंदर हमने ये Selenium वेब ड्राइवर की लाइब्रेरी यूज करी होगी. सो दैट विल सेंड द कमांड टू ड्राइवर, और ड्राइवर अपने रिलेवेंट कमांड है वो वहां पर भेजेगा. ठीक है, लिंक this like this. Is this analogy fit to this one?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
I haven't heard from Udit.
Yes, Nirvish.
Clear? So
Yeah.
technically this JSON wire protocol or the API, it's the important thing to communicate between the client and server. What is client? Client is our test script, server is our browser driver, which will communicate with the web browser. Okay, that's it, nothing else. This client will send command to browser driver via this API, this JSON wire protocol. This browser driver will send the command to web browser. This
To
browser
do
drivers
actions.
are the, sorry?
To do actions.
Yes, to do actions. Okay, this browser drivers are exe specially designed for each
Particular browser.
browser, and this exe is designed by this browsers only, right? ये जो गूगल का है तो गूगल क्रोम है तो उसका ब्राउजर ड्राइवर गूगल ने ही बनाया हुआ है, ठीक है? फायरफॉक्स का मोजिला ने बनाया है, सफारी का उसने बनाया है। ऐसा सिलेनियम, ये सिलेनियम प्रोवाइड नहीं करता। सिलेनियम डज नॉट प्रोवाइड ब्राउजर ड्राइवर, right? Selenium just provide this language bindings. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And so yeah, test script से request यहाँ पर गई via this browser driver will send that मतलब जो भी request आएगी उसको अपने proper format में उस browser को बोलेगा, it will perform some action, उसका जो response आएगा that again that browser driver will send that response back to the test script over JSON wire protocol, ठीक है?
Yes.
Okay. In this one, I'll ask one question. Where does the automation takes place?
Web browser. To do
Okay.
actions via web browsers.
Okay. Udit, Ria.
Automation take place when browser get opened and enter the URL.
Okay. And what about you, Ria?
When we call the browser driver.
Okay. So Priyanka and Udit, both of you are right. Ria, when what was the question? Where does the automation takes place? जो भी कमांड हम परफॉर्म करें, एक्शन परफॉर्म करें, वो तो ब्राउजर में ही परफॉर्म होगी ना, राइट?
Yeah.
वो कहीं और लाइक क्लाइंट पे या ब्राउजर ड्राइवर पे नहीं होगी। वहां पे तो सब सिर्फ वहां से एक जगह से रिक्वेस्ट जनरेट होती है, दूसरी जगह पे वो रिसीव होती है, वो अपने हिसाब से प्रॉपर फॉर्मेट करता है और ब्राउजर को दे देता है। दैट्स इट।
Okay.
ठीक है, नथिंग एल्स। सो द ऑटोमेशन टेक्स प्लेस एट द ब्राउजर लेवल। ऑलराइट, so I think this is the simplest way, right? And this is the easier one. If anyone asks you about the Selenium architecture, this is Selenium 3 architecture, huh? Not Selenium 4. Selenium 3 again, not Selenium 4. Okay, if anyone asks you about the architecture, first confirm with them, like interviewer, confirm with them whether are you asking, they are asking about Selenium 3 or Selenium 4. Okay, so
How to explain architecture, but
okay, how to explain architecture? Wow, nice question. Okay, again let me repeat this, the same okay.
same you explained the same.
No, see how you explain the architecture. I'll just repeat this thing. Okay, fine. So but from where I should start? The JSON wire protocol, the JSON wire protocol or the APP. Nope. There are mainly three three components in any of the in our architecture or in the Selenium architecture. First one is the test script, actual test script. Okay, in which in that script we will write some commands, using this Selenium Webdriver library. Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
using this Selenium Webdriver library. Okay, now when this test script is executed, let's say there's a first command driver, sorry, there's a first command to launch the browser. Okay, now to launch the browser, how it will do, uh, uh, what action should be performed, right? So to launch the browser, we have written some command like driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, so WebDriver, from where we got the WebDriver? This library. Let me open this only. Let's not फिर मैं आपको बाद में समझाता हूँ पूरा अलग से क्या क्या configuration करना है सब कुछ, ठीक है? This is some other thing. I have this line number 31. WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. This WebDriver is from this Selenium binding, the Selenium WebDriver language binding. Okay, so what it will do, it got this command. This line is getting executed in Java. So what it will do, it will generate one request. It will generate one request, and it will send
Via.
that request to browser driver. So request send करेंगे over JSON via protocol or the API, right? It will send that request to browser driver. Browser drivers are the EXEs, right? So in technical term, you should say a Selenium request is sent from the Selenium client or Selenium WebDriver over JSON via protocol to the browser driver. Okay, and the browser driver will generate the proper command based on the received request, and it will send that command to the related browser. That on that browser, that action will be performed, and the response is sent back to browser driver, and then browser driver and from browser driver, the same response will again send back to the Selenium WebDriver. That means the test script. So this is the architecture. This process you need to explain. खबर पड़ी?
Yeah.
But
बताने खबर.
Nilesh, when it comes to architecture, right, in whatever interviews, we will be
You
more
explain.
into like,
You explain this only. You explain this only. Nothing else.
okay.
So this is the reason I have added test scripts over here. What is our client? Test scripts. In the test scripts, we have used WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver library, and using that we have written some commands, right? Some instructions. So how those instructions or how automation will take place at the end, that we need to explain, right? So this is how so this is what actually happens.
Correct,
So
correct.
when say architecture, it means that you have to explain the working of the WebDriver or the Selenium one, right?
Correct. But in my experience in one of the interview, someone asked me regarding the architecture, and I questioned him like, can you explain? So he said, just explain what kind of architecture you have worked, like page object or.
So that is the framework. That is not the architecture.
Okay, but that guy asked me something like this, so
So
I was
again,
confused. But he said as example something like that. So at that time, I don't know much about that. So I answer him. But yeah, I just want to clear that point.
okay, fine. Okay, not an issue. So that page object model, TSNG, those are the framework, not the architecture. Okay,
Yeah,
now
I know those are the frameworks, but that guy asked me in architecture question the same thing. So I thought he might be I am wrong or he is wrong.
okay,
But
okay. Actually,
at
he
that
was
time I
wrong. He
can.
was wrong. He was wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
he was wrong. Okay, fine. Okay, so everyone clear with Selenium 3 architecture? Hello.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Selenium 4 architecture. Do you see any difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, that call of HTTP is removed from Selenium.
Yes, JSON via protocol is now removed.
Been removed. It's cloud.
So sorry,
No, 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 nothing.
it's not cloud. It's
No,
just
no,
like
no, no, no.
that dependency has been totally removed.
Removed. Yeah.
Removed. Removed. Now the Selenium client sends out a request to perform a command directly to the browser driver. Okay, and in this like WebDriver language binding, there's a code or the library is designed to drive the actions. Previously, it was not. It was for that they were using API, JSON via protocols, right? Now that is all included in the library itself. So that barrier or that bridge is removed completely. Okay, not bridge, that medium to send the request to send the request is removed. So this is what this Selenium 4 architecture, nothing more than that. Everything remains everything other than that remains the same thing. Selenium client, that means the program, our test script sends the request to perform some command. WebDriver language binding is a code library designed to drive the action. Browser driver receives the request, return the response after the automation takes place on the web browser, and then the same response is sent back to browser driver and through the script. Okay. Selenium client and WebDriver language bindings are a part of an architecture where each language has their unique bindings. When I say unique binding, it means .jar file or .npm file or .python package or .ruby package or JavaScript package. Okay, fine. Same commands are written for one language, used for some can be used for another language.
Okay.
Okay, fine. And more about browser driver is the browser drivers are the browsers only, but mainly used for the automation. It has some built-in automation support, right, which helps us in automating the browser, if we don't have the browser driver, then we won't be able to do the automation on the particular browser. Okay, fine. Now next thing, implementation. आर्किटेक्चर तो समझ में आ गई है, यूज कैसे करोगे? आता ही होगा सबको.
First, we need to download that Chrome driver.
Okay, yes. First we need to download this Chrome driver, and what else we need to download? What we should have by looking on this? चलो आंसर दो.
Java Chrome driver and
जावा तो है, फिर
Chrome driver and Chrome installed in your system. Web browser.
Chrome is okay. When you Java is installed in our system, you forgot the important thing. You forgot to mention important
jar
thing.
files.
Jar files, WebDriver jar files.
WebDriver jar files, I think those files are by default added in the system when we create a project. Basic, just to open
No,
a
no, no,
browser.
no, 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 no. It's not. It's not. You need to download. You need to download it from the website, right? From where you can download it? You from this Selenium website, this WebDriver website. You go into the downloads, right? And here you will see the latest stable version. Just click on that one, right?
Yeah.
It will download this. It will download in your system. I have already downloaded in my system. Okay,
Correct.
so again I will not download it, I will not re-download it. Okay, just for your बताने के लिए देखो मैंने ऑलरेडी डाउनलोड करके रखी हुई है, ठीक है, आज ही डाउनलोड करी है. And the next thing will be Chrome driver. Chrome driver that you can download from this Chrome driver chromium.org. If I hope everyone knows this, right? इसको
Yes.
डाउनलोड करने का कहाँ से? एवरीवन, रिया, प्रियंका,
Yeah.
प्रियंका,
Yes.
you know from where to download the Chrome driver.exe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here you please make sure that you download the actual one,
As per the version.
as
Yeah.
per the version, as per your current browser version. Do not download the other one. Okay. Fine. That you download. And what else? What else is left from this one? What else is left?
Chrome web browser.
That is already installed. Okay. Now we have the Java project, right? We have the Java project, and let's say that let me do this thing. Build path, configure the build path, libraries, right? Let me to remove this, apply and close. Mm, setting up Selenium Webdriver. Okay, let's say we'll have one class over here. Now, okay, to use this, we have downloaded the required thing, right? Jar file, फिर क्या था? Jar file and the exe. We will first configure our project with the jar file. Okay, so to configure that that one, what I have done is that first in my project I have created one lib folder, right? Just simply right click, create the normal folder or the source folder, whatever you want to do. Okay, I have created that lib folder and I have pasted it over pasted in my project selenium server.jar. ठीक है, जो भी डाउनलोड किया है वो. Everyone, hello?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I have done. Right click on build path, configure build path, and then add jars, not the external jars. Since I have already copied in my projects, I will do the jars. Do not add external jars. The reason is that when you move your project from one system to other system, it will in the other system it will show the error because it will not have the it will not have the jar files link. So this is the reason I have created one more. I have copied this jar files or the libraries in the project itself. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and from there you add the jar. All right. Okay,
If
fine.
you can make it new project, it's not a good idea.
You want to create a new project? Okay, fine. I'll create a new project. File, new Java project, Selenium automation training, Selenium. Okay, fine. Okay, here I will create one more folder.
Is this a
Library.
new class or new project?
New project. I have created new project.
Oh, the Eclipse shows that kind this way. Okay.
What?
Basically, in IntelliJ, it shows like completely different projects. Like so that was I was thinking.
See, okay, close. Everything is close, right? Everything is closed. This is the one of the new project I have created now.
Okay.
And since this is the packet explorer, if I will show that appearance, we do have
Location
like
of IntelliJ is totally different,
just different.
compared to Selenium.
Compared. Now this is the project explorer. That one is the packet explorer. This is this one, right? But yeah, it's up to you. Okay. All right. No, this is the project one. I'll create one folder lib under the project location only. Okay, libs. Then I'll copy the
EXE.
no yes both exe and the jar file.
Sure.
Control C and I will paste it down here. Okay, in my libs.
Okay.
Now I'll do right click. I'll configure the build path
Yes.
so that I'll add the jar file so that this jar file, this library will be used in this project. Okay, apply and close. Now what else is left? Exe,
Yeah.
right? So I'll create one more folder. It will have let's say name the browser drivers. Okay, so in
Mm.
that I will store
EXE.
the exe,
Probably EXE.
exe, chrome exe, chrome exe. Done. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to create one
Package.
uh, download selenium dot uh, webdriver. Okay, what was the name we have given? Yeah, webdriver only. Let's not do this. Okay, and here we'll create one more class, setting up selenium. Okay, now okay, since we have already learned about the methods and everything, right? So we'll create in structured way, not in a vague way, right? So to launch the browser, first you need to declare a variable, right? Declare a variable so that you need to
Driver. WebDriver driver.
use.
Photo.
So I'll be using this keyword, null, WebDriver.
No.
Sorry,
New
initial value.
WebDriver.
Initial value is null. I'll this is the variable name, browser instance. I will not use the driver. I will use browser instance since it, because it is the WebDriver. So you need to import the library org.openqa selenium.webdriver. Okay, fine. Okay, you don't want a null. Let's remove it. I'll create one method, uh, public void launch browser. Okay, fine. String browser name. Now if browser name dot,
Ignore case.
let's say ff, then do something. I'll say browser name dot, let's ignore case. Else for the Chrome. Yeah. Okay. To launch a browser, first we need to set the system property, right? We need to set the system property. Which system property we need to set? We need to provide the path of the browser driver exe to be used to launch the particular browser. So to, as I have said, that to launch the browser driver is required. Okay, so we need to provide the path of that. Okay, hello.
Yes.
Yes.
ठीक છે ठीक.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so yeah, so I'll just first string Google Chrome GC path is equal to, this is just a variable name I've just given. So what was the system dot get property user dot directory plus browser drivers. I have to, sorry. Mm, where's the refactor? Okay, browsing browser driver slash chrome driver.exe, right?
Mm. Copy the path.
Chrome driver.exe. Okay, and then you need to write down system dot set property. Here you need to provide the key and value. Okay, so in the key, what for each browser we have to provide the different key. Let's say that for the Chrome driver we need to write this. So for each of them key has to be static. It will not change. It has to be like this. So webdriver dot chrome dot driver, and then after we have yeah, webdriver
Driver is equal to new driver.
browser instance. Just a second. So instead of this, browser instance is equal to new
Chrome.
chrome chrome driver. Okay, so similarly I can do for ff and edge as well, but here it will be like for ff, for Firefox we have to use
Gecko driver.
gecko driver. So it will be like
But
just
we don't
gecko.
have exe, in.
No, we don't have. So this is just I have just to just for the explanation part I have just written like
Okay.
this. Okay, fine. And then we'll have
Edge.
then edge. So for that we'll have like ms edge driver, something like this.
We need
And
to add the slash.
yes, we need to add that forward slash. So here use this system dot get property user dot directory. So what it will do, it will uh, this is the path of your project, current project. So you don't have to write it like dot dot slash, or you don't have to give the absolute path जो आप देते हो ना, डी ड्राइव, फिर ऑटोमेशन ट्रेनिंग सिलेनियम, वो सब जहाँ पर ये
Mm-hmm.
वो सब आपको नहीं देना पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल
Where
यहाँ
is
पर
came from?
किधर गया, नॉट द रिसोर्स. या सी ये जो पूरा पाथ है ना, यूजर डॉट
Absolute
डायरेक्टरी.
path.
हाँ, यूजर डॉट डायरेक्टरी will, it means this.
But what does it mean of user dot
This is one of the
tr?
property, this is one of the property at the system level. आपका जो प्लेटफॉर्म है ना सिस्टम, उसका है यूजर डॉट डायरेक्टरी.
Directory.
ये रिटर्न करेगा, आपका प्रोजेक्ट का जो पाथ है ना वो रिटर्न करेगा. तो आपको ये पूरा पाथ यहाँ पर लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद तो आपको पता ही कि प्रोजेक्ट के बाद ही मेरा ब्राउजर ड्राइवर्स का पैकेज है. ठीक है, फोल्डर है, तो उसके अंदर ये है, तो ये पूरा उसको मिल जाएगा. ठीक है.
But we can put like direct absolute path as well, no?
हाँ, we
After
can,
set get
yes,
property,
yes we can, sorry, after, not after,
system
before.
dot get property, then after in one like in one bracket we can put whole absolute path from the C drive to Selenium.
Why you would
No,
do that? Why you would do that? Okay, why you would do that? See, if I use like this, okay, let's say इसको जाने दो, यहाँ पर ऐसे जाने दो. ठीक है, मैंने इसको यहाँ पर ऐसे लिखा, हो गया. ठीक है, this is the proper, this is the actual absolute path. Okay, now I commit this code and you will use this code. So
No,
will
this is
it
not
run,
going to be work. Yeah, no,
will
no,
it
it's
run?
not going to be
No,
work. No.
right? It will not work. So to avoid that, what we do,
Oh,
we do
okay,
this, right? So जो भी system में होगा, पूरा project तो होगा ही, correct? So it will get that related path and then we can use it properly.
Okay.
Okay, clear? ठीक है?
Yes.
I hope understood. Okay. So webdriver.chrome.driver, and I hope I'm not sure about this thing, but yeah, I'm 99% sure it's this only. Let me just confirm with the other one. Yep, webdriver.chrome.driver, geeko.driver. Yes, I'm very much sure. Yep, geeko.driver. Okay, I'll just rename this FF. Now, here's the question. One thing for everyone. Mm,
Hmm.
you can see that I have done like this: WebDriver browser instance equal to null, and here browser instance equal to Chrome driver. Okay, instead of doing this, let's do like this. This will be more useful for everyone.
Mhm.
Now, here I have written WebDriver browser instance is equal to new Chrome driver. Can anyone explain the meaning of this one? I have said that WebDriver is interface. Can't I should write like this, na? If there is a Chrome driver, then I should write like this. If I need to launch the Chrome driver, then browser instance is equal to new Chrome driver, right? Or I should write like this. Sorry, Chrome browser. Or I should write like this: web driver is equal to new web driver. I should write like this, right? Why I wrote like this? Hmm? Can anyone say? This is an interview
No,
question, huh? This is an interview question.
No idea.
No idea.
no idea.
Okay, fine. Fine. See, line number 23. This is allowed. I can write like this. Okay, but still I haven't written like this. But this line number 24 is not allowed. Why it is not allowed? Because a WebDriver is
Interface.
interface, and we cannot create the object of
Interface.
interface. Here, what we at line number 21, what we are doing? We are creating the object of Chrome
Right.
driver class, right? So,
Chrome driver class.
okay, object create कैसे करते हैं? What is the syntax to create the object?
Objects ops is equal to new objects.
No, it is not like that. Priya, you need to refer the recordings.
Yes.
I know you were not there in class and object session.
Yeah.
So yeah, please refer that. Udit, Ria,
Uh, Class name space object is equals to new class name.
mm, are you sure? After the new, we write the class name.
Uh,
Let me open today's example as well. Mm, what is this? Is this a class name?
Company employee is the class. Sorry, constructor, right? Constructor, and we pass the argument. Means function method name.
not the method name, constructor.
Constructor.
We create the when we create the object, we provide, we
But
give
we
class
have the
name,
constructor, right? In this
we
case,
give class name, then the object name is equal to new, then the constructor name, whatever the constructor is there, that we give. Okay, hello.
yeah, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
both Priyanka and Riya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, so that is the reason I have said that Chrome driver
Chrome.
is equal to new Chrome driver. This is allowed. Why this is allowed? Because Chrome driver, this Chrome driver is one of the class. This is one of the class, right? And we are calling the we are creating the object for that only, Chrome driver only. But and here this WebDriver, here this WebDriver is the interface, and using that interface we are calling the constructor of the Chrome driver. We are calling the constructor of Chrome driver. Now, why we have written like this? Sorry, sorry. So, interview question का आंसर मैं बता दूं. We write like that because we cannot create the object of interface. ठीक है? When anyone asks this question, please answer this. We write like this because we cannot create the object of interface. Selenium WebDriver is an interface, and we cannot create, and in Java we cannot create the object of interface. So here WebDriver, this is the interface, and we are calling the, here we are creating the object of Chrome driver class. Chrome driver class, जो जिस क्लास का कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल कर रहे हो ना, उसका आप ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते हो हमेशा. ठीक है?
This is so complicated.
This is so complicated. It's not complex. It's very much simple. જો ગુજરાતીમાં કહું છું, વેબ ડ્રાઈવર એક ઇન્ટરફેસ છે, રાઈટ? વેબ ડ્રાઈવર એક ઇન્ટરફેસ છે, પછી આપણે એક નામ લખ્યું અહીંયા, ઓબ્જેક્ટનું નામ જે હતું એ ન્યૂ. પછી આપણે જે ક્લાસનો ઓબ્જેક્ટ, પછી આપણે જે ક્લાસ ને કોલ કરવાનો હતો, રાઈટ? એ ક્લાસનો આપણે, એ ક્લાસના કન્સ્ટ્રક્ટરને આપણે કોલ કરો. ધેટ્સ ઇટ. અગેન આપણે નોર્મલ ઓબ્જેક્ટ બનાવતા હોય ત્યારે શું કરીએ? ક્રોમ ડ્રાઈવર ઇઝ ઇક્વલ ટુ, એટલે આપણે પહેલા ક્લાસ નેમ લખીએ ઓબ્જેક્ટ બનાવીએ ત્યારે, પછી ઓબ્જેક્ટનું નામ આપીએ, અને પછી સેમ એ ક્લાસને આપણે કોલ કરી લઈએ. બરોબર? નાઉ આ એક સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ થઈ ગયું. હવે in the last session we have seen that we cannot create the object of the interface. Okay, but if we need to use the methods of this run, so what we do, how we can use the methods of the interface? We will use one of the class, right? જેમાં એ બધું implement થયું છે. Okay, so WebDriver is the interface, and એની અંદર જે બી બધી method લખેલી છે, જે બી methods whatsoever, to open the browser, to click, to perform some command, to find the element whatsoever, right? That has been implemented in Chrome driver class. Okay, so here we write like this: WebDriver, then the browser instance is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, that's it. પતી ગઈ વાત. Now here why we have used interface WebDriver instead of a specific class? The reason is that if we want to use some other browser, then we don't need to create one more object of that. So here we will create only one this instance, browser instance. In that we will have different values assigned. Browser instance is equal to new Firefox driver. Instance, browser instance is equal to new h driver. All right. ठीक છે બરોબર હવે ખબર પડી
Yeah.
okay now okay now I'll just return this WebDriver and it will return the browser instance. Okay, now public static void main string args. Then what I will do, WebDriver
Browse.
for example is equal to
Launched browser.
launch browser કેમ નથી થતું static launch browser, and in that I'll give the name Chrome. Okay, and then bs dot manage dot window maximize and bs dot get sorry close direct close open કરીને બંધ. Okay, and then bs dot close. That's it. I hope ના થયું થાય છે ને હજુ રન થાય પ્રોસેસમાં છે. See, when the browser is launched, you have seen that this thing, right? Starting Chrome driver on something. So at least this is like some localhost connection is started. Starting this Chrome driver on this port, right? Local connection is started, right? That one. So that was open and the close was also happened, right? To maximize the browser, we can use manage.window.maximize. To open the URL, we have to use browser means browser instance dot get और इसके अंदर URL pass कर देना है. And to close the browser, we can either use this or quit. Okay, fine. Now we have one more method, one more way to launch the browser, right? But that we will cover in the next session. It's already 11 here. Okay, so there's another way where we do not need to download these exes or store in our project. Okay, so that way that method will cover in the next session, and we have many more things to cover related to browser commands. Like launch browser is already done, navigation navigation done, desired capability is pending, open new tab or window, handle multiple windows, screenshots, these are the pending things, right? I thought I would be able to cover this but yeah, होने को कौन हो सकता है. हाँ, we are running late. I can go on, right? अगर आपके पास है तो capability.
No.
ठीक है. Okay, fine. So yeah, this is it for today, but yeah, we'll have next session on Friday. Yep, Friday we will have the session. Yes, we will have the session. Okay, कल करना है तो कल भी कर सकते हैं, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But now let's do this on Friday only itself. Okay, ठीक है. कुछ doubt, anything else you want to share? कुछ नहीं ना. Again, okay, thank you everyone. But yeah, again I'm just repeating that please do the assignments. That's for you only. Okay, it's not for me.